this time, Gio would like to say something on behalf of the family with all of you.
Special thank you and much gratitude to my mom, my siblings, Kuya Ryan, Renee, Ati Aga, Kuya Mark, Ati Aba, Kuya Risneal, Ati Mona, Kuya Arnold, Ati Alma, Kuya Kellen, Ati Aben, Kuya Romeo, Ati Des, Ara, Romaine, Paolo, Jasmine, Jonas, E.A., Patrick, John, Lucas. To Dad's siblings, Tita Ana, Uncle Mike, Tita Fed, Tita Anching, Tita Junior, Kuya Frankie, Ati Baby Ruth. Last but not least, Tita Josie, Myra, Lucas, and Tita Renee, for being my source of strength. I look at each of you, and that I lived and fought hard for each one of us. To Dad's team of nurses and doctors and aides at Temple University Hospital, most especially Tay, Jessica Paez, Jackie, Pat Gannon, without you, life for us would have 100 times more frustrating. To Chris Banzali for Dad's shirts and the quick turnaround, Kat Madeja for all the food you've been dropping off and for all the mess, Tita Renee, Tita Josie, Myra, and Lucas again for taking care of Mom while I couldn't. To Meryl, my cousin, for all the support, words of encouragement, and behind the scenes and planning for Dad's services. To all my extra support and pillars throughout this time, Emily and Courtney, for being there every night since day one. To Edwin, Angel, Maddie, Teresa, Donna, Kat Espinola, Steph, Debbie, Chris, Jamie, Sam, Nia, Perla, my rescue spot family, Sally, Monica, Tanya, Mom's Rosary Group, there's too many of you to mention, and Kuya Polly and Ati Baby. To Todd Maniscalchi for all your assistance and guidance with Dad's homicide case. To Victor, Tommy, and the entire Baldy funeral staff, to Father Bill, and to the St. Augustine staff, Kim and Margaret. Last but not least, to each and every one of you for all the food deliveries, the messages of support, to all who donated to GoFundMe, to all who planted trees for Dad, for all the beautiful flowers, calls, texts, and most especially prayers. Dad was born on a warm Wednesday afternoon on the 8th of December, 1937, Feast of the Immaculate Conception in San Pablo City, Laguna, son of Hospicio and Antonio, and was named after his paternal grandfather, Mauricio. We have water. Sadly, Dad lost his father at a very young age of 4 years old. He was obligated to help his mother, Nanay Dunya, and 3 older siblings, being left as the only man of the household. Again, at a very young age of 4, he helped his uncle distribute pandesal, and then at 8, he helped his uncle carve names on tombstones, while simultaneously working as a jeepney. Working as a jeepney money collector. As a teenager, he worked as the person who manually entered titles on theater signs. He persevered as a teen and finished high school and pursued a bachelor's in elementary education in Laguna College. He also discovered his talent and passion for chess. He was and held the chess master title. You can even ask his competitors, his son Ronnie, his nephews Don, and his friends Eddie back there, grandkids Tuti, Jam, Anyo, and most especially his baby brother Frankie. He would keep them up late after several battles of chess. He also had a distinct, deep, and beautiful voice, and became a soloist for Laguna College. And my Lola Elisa, my mother's mom, was his voice coach and music teacher. He continued to provide for his mother and siblings. After graduation, he landed a steady job at Pacific Engineering, and even helped his baby sister Unchained through her first year in college. He was known to attract women, left and right, up and down, and in return had 10 beautiful children. Just like millions of Filipinos, Dad wanted more in life and immigrated to the United States and followed his elder sisters Amelita and Nina in July 1978. He later met and married my mom in June 1979, and that's, I guess, how I came in the picture. 3921 North Fairville Street, a stepping stone and home for Nanay, Tita Nimia, Tita Fed, Tita Anching, Meryl, Ate Waya, Ate Edna, Ate Remy, Lynn, Glenn, Ate Susette, Ate Lita, Kuya Rani, Ate Abab, Ate Ayat, Kuya Ferdy, Ate Alma, Ate Pearly, Annie, Ate Mona, Arnold, Josephine, and the list goes on who lived in that house. Dad was known in the Philadelphia community. He was the one every Filipino ran to for help, for things like rice, or a loan to get through the week, a ride to and from the airport, and my cousin Meryl can attest to this. He was also a soloist for this very church. He was one of the first soloists at St. Augustine Choir. He accompanied elderly to the doctors. Together with his baby brother Frankie, they took care of their mother for several years until she passed in 2003. Backtrack to 1989. He had his first massive heart attack in Canada after we attended his cousin Atenida and Kuya Ben's wedding. Remember Ate Remy, Tita Josie, Tita Rene, and Myra? Doctors advised that I get therapy because Dad was not going to come out alive, they said, and I was only 8. Mom stood by his side alone for 9 days in Ottawa, Canada. Miraculously, he survived. 16 years later, he had 2 more heart attacks, which led to a triple bypass surgery in 2005, 2 carotid surgeries in 2007, and then a pacemaker in 2010. Not to mention, he was hypertensive, diabetic, he has gout, vertigo, and despite all this, he maintained a strict diet, which is why it kills me, it pains me, and it angers me that this is how he had to leave us. Dad, I'm sure I speak on behalf of all your children, grandchildren, brothers and sisters, including Mom. Thank you for all the beautiful years you spent with us, for your discipline, for your wisdom, your intelligence, your strength, for never ever giving up on us, for fighting to live even until the end. Just like Jesus suffered, you endure so much suffering and deserve to be pain-free with God. So, Kuya Rani, Ate Christy, Ate Juliet, Kuya Ferdy, Ate Aten, Ate Alma, Ate Mona, Ate Des, Ara, Rome, EA, Patrick, Lucas, Jasmine, John, Romarch, Lamer, Risneal, Jan Maureen, John Clarice, John Morris, Jamie, Jang, Jerome, Onyo, Angel, AC, Kathleen, Jair, Kyle, Rome, hindi ko alam yung mga anak mo. Both of them. I trust that we will carry our dad, our tatay, our lolo in each of our hearts, and will continue to live through each of us. Dad was far from perfect, but none of us are. Dad didn't have millions, he did not have a solid childhood, but Dad had the determination, he had courage, he had the passion, he wanted a better life, not for himself, but for each one of us. And for all of us to be here in the United States with pretty goddamn, good lives, that's an inheritance to us. Never, ever, ever forget that. So that, may your angels lead you to your final destination. Your fight is over.
But I promise